Hey, Dev here. Welcome to Detective VR Overview. I love how the store is advertising it as a full-on MR experience, but you have VR in the name. XR is kind of leaning more into the innovative side, and that most of the times happen. However, sometimes the devs, I feel like, get caught up in the general concept and completely forgetting the entertainment part. So, Detective VR is a hand-tracking narration game where take upon a mysterious investigation delving into a suspicious case between different characters and find clues while interviewing witnesses to get the story straight. There was something similar releasing which was called Shattered, but leaned more into the horror genre. Detective kind of puts the work route where you physically need to do everything, with linking the clues to their suspects, exploring the footprints, blood types, and all of that detective stuff. I don't necessarily like the whole gameplay loop. I feel like I was quite bored because I was spending most of my time in front of the board. You kinda get the information in VR, then the game transports you to the investigative situation. You review stuff and then I think you go back or go forward to the next scene. Like, in my perspective, that's not necessarily something that really catches your attention. And as well, the mechanics kept it quite simple, but at the same time complicated to understand. All meanwhile knowing nothing beforehand, what's going on, if it's with the story, characters, pretty much nothing. I feel like this is another case of the developers forgetting about the people that are not into this project, did not do the research beforehand, and are just in a general state of confusion what they are playing. Let's go become a detective.
Well, that's it. Welcome. It's your first step in the VR room. Normally we'd have a whole training session ahead of us, but we're in a hurry. A new investigation has just arrived.
It's not my first time.
Grab the VR glasses, I'll load the crime scene.
Yeah, that's supposedly our future.
Of course, glasses work better if you put them on your eyes. Perfect, it's loading. Here it is. This is Richard's Hugh. He disappeared 3 days ago. He was an eccentric artist who had enjoyed some success with his latest collection, the kind of attention that can make people envious. And here's the artist's latest painting. I won't comment on that. We have a new investigation technique at our disposal. Let's see what this painting can tell us. Try to take a picture of it. Put your hand together in this position and pinch your finger.
This model is very creepy, like. He's a murderer, not a painter.
Perfect. Keep your fingers pinched and your hands apart. Fantastic. You've collected your first piece of evidence. Now grab the clue. That's your detective board. This is where you can organize your evidence and link it to a suspect. As you progress, you'll unlock new suspects, Grab the Polaroid and drop it near the surface of the board. You see the drawing pin? If you grab it, you can link the evidence to a suspect. Congratulations! You are now ready to enter the crime scene and collect all the other clues. Take a look at the right side of the detective board and push on the big red button.
That's how the story starts, like... It's very rushed.
Here you are at the crime scene. What a mess. You're going to have to find out what happened here. To start, you need to collect the clues around the scene. To get around, I'm going to open some teleportation points. Simply pinch in their direction to teleport.
Yeah, but it's not MR anymore. So I need to be aware of where I am, actually. Because it's just like a weird mixture, but I suppose with teleportation that will work. And we're in Paris. Clearly, like I recognize the rooftops.
Don't forget that you can take photos by putting your hands together and pinching.
Napoleon? What you doing here?
A painting with a knife stuck in it.
Oh. I guess I should not touch it.
Someone stepped in the puddle of blood.
I'll be just spinning here today.
The window was smashed by a punch.
So you need to be at the right angle. I mean, I'm not as mad at the teleportation, like... Maybe introducing smooth loco would be a bit too weird.
That's a pretty big statue, but I don't think it will help.
We can't go anywhere past there.
Agatha's voice message is particularly spicy. She seems to have something against Richard.
Who?
A fire has started in a rubbish bin. Some documents have survived the flames.
So what would be the last one? Not the bench, right?
He must be such an eccentric guy to have a swing in his apartment.
Suspicious. Is there like a tip? Does the knife count? Well, I don't know then. I think there's some here.
Insurance and valuation of Richard Hughes' works at the request of A. Cohen. Awesome, we've gathered all the clue in the crime scene. We have a new suspect, Agatha Cohen, Richard's ex-girlfriend. Let's go back to our detective board. Press on the big red button to go back to the detective board.
Yeah, but what is going on? Like, no backstory whatsoever.
Great. I have the info. It's added to the detective board. Ta-da! Actually, I didn't tell you everything. It's not just about linking clues to suspects. You have to find evidence from the clues. Look here. This is your pedestal. It's a central part of our investigation. It allows us to generate evidence and observe it. Take a Polaroid and bring it to the pedestal to reveal the clue. A footprint in a bloodstain. And here the clue appears as if by magic. You can manipulate it. Come on, take it. We have a tool to analyze. Perfect! Now you can change mode by pressing the icon on the pedestal or by pressing the magnifying glass. Don't hesitate to change modes to find all the evidence.
How is this helpful? I guess something changes. Alright, so what do I specifically do?
A bare foot corresponding to a size 9 or 10 stepped in blood.
Do I have shoe sizes?
This is Richard Hughes' mobile phone. The last thing played was a voice message from... You just found the fingerprint proof.
I mean, that's obvious. Is this one?
You've not yet scanned any evidence on this object.
I need to do something more?
This is Richard Hughes' mobile phone. The last thing played was a voice message from Agatha Cohen. In a nutshell, Agatha's message is particularly spicy. She seems to have a grudge against Richard.
I guess this is like the interaction tool.
The last thing played was a voice message sent by Agatha Cohen. Magnificent. You've collected all the evidence on this clue. Now all that remains is to connect our evidence to our suspect. You just found the fingerprint proof.
Okay.
So, if you connect a clue to the evidence of the right suspect, you create a special link, a suspicion.
So then that's like a puzzle situation.
Bravo! Your first suspicion is created. Take it and place it on the pedestal. Try to see Agatha begin to react to your suspicions. It's up to you to find the right combinations to unlock a new testimony.
What does this have to do with me?
Cool. Her model kind of like overlaps, so I need to move the board. So that's it, like I just need to scan everything, which is a lot.
A footprint in a bloodstain. The blood is A positive. This is literally the most common blood group. Is one of our suspects A positive?
Oh, come on.
What does this have to do with me?
Well, that's useless, playing it out.
The shards of glass face inwards, so it was a blow from the outside. A robbery?
I can't necessarily move the evidence, so every single time I need to, like, maneuver this.
You just found the fingerprint proof.
Which is Richard's.
Blood type A positive.
I'm confused if it's still part of the tutorial. I think I need to do like multiple links. I don't know.
Insurance and valuation of Richard Hughes' works at the request of A. Cohen. You just found the fingerprint proof.
Yeah, but so what?
Interesting. Agatha seems to be behind this contract.
Cool. What were the fingerprints? Well, this is chaotic. Okay. Is there something else? There will be just going back to the scene.
You've not yet scanned any evidence on this object.
But that's quite a lot of work to do.
You just found the fingerprint proof. You just found the blood evidence.
Oh yeah, that's different.
Not everything in this rubbish bin has caught fire. I have been able to analyze the evidence. Multiple fingerprints are present, all belonging to the same person. You just found the special proof.
I'm trying to speedrun it.
The blood-like color of the paint is strange, as if it were organic. A particularly bloody choice of pigment. O positive blood. There are fingerprints on the back and sides of the canvas. Someone transporting the work? Can I link these prints to a suspect? You've not yet scanned any evidence on this object.
That's a triple.
The blood-like color of the paint is strange, as if it were organic. A particularly striking work. Was perforating the work part of the artistic process?
I don't know, but what you want me to do with this? Unless we have a couple of the same ones.
There are fingerprints on the back and sides of the canvas. Someone transporting the work? Can I link these prints to a suspect?
I'm back. Oh. Excuse me? Well, this should count, no?
There are fingerprints on the back and sides of the canvas. Someone transporting the work? Can I link these prints to a suspect?
I don't know, but there's too many VHS now.
You just found the special proof.
Alright, so I clearly missed something. I'm kind of over it, to be completely honest. Yeah, screw this. To me, this is quite boring, even though the base concept is kind of interesting since you physically interact with the proof and link stuff in between each other, assuming there's gonna be many more people to come on this. Problem, however, is that I feel like the main gameplay should be happening there in VR where we've been instead of here. Like, most of the time you'll be spending figuring out what happened. Which, speaking of that, I don't know what's going on. Like, there was no backstory nor any explanation really of the plot. And I'm also confused if it's to the tutorial part. There's something wrong with the whole gameplay loop and dynamic. Percentage-wise, I feel like I would be spending here like 90% of my playtime. Graphics-wise, when I was back there, it's okay, justifiable, nothing crazy. The consensus is that I have no single clue what the hell is going on.